Hi guys, thank you to anyone who is joining me on Christmas Day for a live stream. I have my festive drink. I wish I could say it was mulled wine, but it's Lemsip because I've caught another cold, so yay for that. This is what I have been wearing most of the day. I did have some jewellery on earlier, but I took it off. So if this is your first time in one of my live streams, welcome. It's great to have you. Feel free to ask me anything you like. I do keep my phone here with the chat open so that I can see the questions. So it's entirely up to you guys what you want to talk about. Absolutely anything. If none of you guys bring anything up, I literally will just talk incessantly about all sorts of crap. So I will say that I am finally returning to my normal upload schedule from this week. So there'll be a Wednesday video and a Sunday video and a Saturday video. Gemma says, Merry Christmas, Kaz and everyone here. Gemma, it's so great to see you. I know you haven't been able to make any, sorry, I don't want to flash you guys. I know you haven't been able to make any live chats for a while, so it's really, really great to see you. That's one of the things I love about these live streams is when I see familiar names popping up. I know today will have been a tough one for you, Gemma, and I really hope you've got through it as best you can. Bethany says, hi Kaz, so happy to join. Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get anything nice? Love your dress and whole outfit. Thank you, Bethany. I hope that you've had a good Christmas. My day's been okay. I spent the morning part and some of the afternoon with my parents and then came home, pretty much fell asleep because I've been feeling so rough, but I still wanted to do the live stream, and then I will be going out a bit later in my car, in the dark, in the rain. But the roads should be pretty quiet, so should be fine, because I do have something special to pick up. As for what I got for Christmas, I got a Pandora charm, or two actually, an octopus, which is polpo in Italian, one of my favourite words, and probably completely useless if you are in Italy, because if you go everywhere and just say polpo, they're probably going to think you're a bit mad. But then in my case, that might not be inaccurate. And some D&D related stuff. But we don't just have to talk about Christmas. If that's not what you want to talk about, as I say, it's up to you guys. And Gemma says, thank you, you're really welcome. I am going to do a little shout out because hopefully Frances will watch the live stream replay if she is not able to make it. So Gemma has given Frances a shout out. I can't remember exactly what it said. So, Gemma, you can correct me, or you can retype it in the chat. In fact, that's what I'll get you to do, Gemma. Type in the chat what you want me to shout out to Frances, and I will do her a shout out. And that goes for anyone else, you know. If you want me to do a shout out for anyone, just tell me what you want me to say, but please, nothing too extreme. If I don't like what you say, I may amend it slightly, but we'll see. Travel Mountain Bikes and Spiritualism says, Steve here, Merry Christmas and to everyone here. Hi Steve, I hope that you have had a great Christmas and it's great to see you here. And David Jones, I don't know why it took me so long to say your name, David. Well, hello lovely lady, good on you doing this, and Merry Christmas everyone. Looking lovely tonight, Kaz. Don't I look lovely every night? Well, to be honest, no, I don't. I have actually made an effort today, so yeah. Thought I'd make the most of the fact that I've actually got makeup on and done my hair. So, yeah. Jazz says, hello, I can't seem to see anything. I'm sorry, but I am here. I can't do tech stuff. So I can't really help with that, unfortunately. But you know what I look like, so need to watch. I don't flash you. Eddie says, Merry Christmas, Kaz, and to everyone here. and then a few emojis, which I'm not going to attempt to act out. Hello, Eddie. Welcome to the chat. David says yes every night. Are you stalking me, David? Just kidding. Travel mountain bikes. I'm just going to call you Steve rather than read out your YouTube name, if that is okay with you. Says, hope the cold is clearing up. I've actually got my lemon sip here to drink. I haven't had any of it yet. I don't really like them. It's the blackcurrant one because last time I had the lemon one, I was actually sick. So yeah, lemon's not my thing, although I'm coming round to it, but more in cake form than medication form. Bethany says, are you looking forward to New Year, doing anything or have any New Year resolutions? I am so excited for 2024. I have content planned. There's going to be some pole dance routines coming up. There is going to be on Sunday this week, all the things that went wrong in the videos I filmed over the last year. And believe me, there's about 10 minutes worth. Usually if stuff goes wrong, I will leave it in, but some of it is just too wrong, but also too funny to not share with you guys. And I want to show you the reality of making YouTube videos, because the final edit is not always as smooth when it comes to actual filming. There's one point when my ring light decides to throw itself off the table. That is quite noisy. And yeah, there's a couple of other things that happen, but I don't want to spoil it for you. Jazz says, got you, hello everyone and Merry Christmas all. And Dave has some grinning emojis. Gemma, this is a shout out from Gemma to Francis. She wants to say that she is hugely grateful to the lovely Francis for her friendship and support. Peas in a pod, and then heart fingers, which I'm probably not doing right, but yeah. So that is your shout out, because yeah, I did see it in the comments and I wish I'd seen it to put in my video, but I've been able to do it for you now. So yeah, it's great to have two people who are good friends here and to be able to help you support one another and to call you my friends as well, because that's how I see you. David says, lemon sip and whiskey, that's good for me, the honey one, but I don't get colds or flu that much, so I don't usually either. I've had more colds in the last 3 months than I've had in the last 3 years. I don't know what is going on with me. If I wasn't driving later, then I might try, well, I haven't got whiskey. I've just got all the Baileys that I've been taste testing in Vlogmas. I don't know if that would help. But yeah, I'll have to stick with lemon sip for now. RA says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. And Steve says, you know we won't be happy till you have sung us a little Christmas song. You mean the Christmas songs that I sang in Vlogmas weren't good enough? I spent ages, because I don't actually know the words or the tune quite clearly, the tune to Last Christmas. And yet I decided for some reason it would be a really good idea to try and sing it. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can try and sing. I've got a cold, I haven't warmed my voice up, but you can give me requests. My go-to karaoke song is Poison by Alice Cooper, which is, as everyone will know, a really big festive number. RA says, what is your favourite Christmas dish? I've got the little Santa side plate that I've been using in my Christmas videos. I quite like that one. But I do also have a star-shaped plate. And I know that's not what you meant, and I'm just being silly. So seriously, that's a really difficult one. That's a really difficult one. I mean, I do like mince pies, but I don't know. I mean, yeah. I could tell you bits, I could tell you stuff I definitely don't like. I don't like pigs in blankets, but I do like Brussels sprouts. Yes, I am a weirdo. Jazz says, oh, you have me beaming. Thank you so much, Gemma and Kaz. You are welcome. One kiss for each of you. Bethany says, what is your favourite drink at Christmas time? Baileys, any version of it. It doesn't even have to be the Baileys brand, just Irish cream liqueur, I should say. And hot chocolate. They're my two favourites. Not just at Christmas, all year round. David says, Kaz, have you had a good Christmas day then? It's been okay. Had a video call with my brother and his wife and their two very young children. For Christmas, I gave them two of my large Highland cows. Now, they are the size of actual human babies. But when you see one of them in the arms of a 3-year-old, you realise just how huge they actually are. Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing if they can get her and the cow into bed. But not my problem. MZ says, I think you should definitely at least test whether Baileys works as a cold remedy. I will be doing that tonight. Once my driving is finished, I will finish the day off with a measure of it. I suspect it probably won't, but I think it's worth trying and trying repeatedly until there is no Baileys left. I don't mean drink the whole bottle tonight. I mean over the course of a few nights. RA says your dress looks lovely. Thank you. I'll stand up. Not that you'll really be able to see, but it gives you a bit more of an idea of how it looks. It is the dress that I'm wearing in the thumbnail. David Jones says, love Alice Cooper, Man Behind the Mask, or House of Fire, or Bed of Nails. Oh yeah, I love the Man Behind the Mask. Yeah, Bed of Nails. The only lyric I can remember, well, no, I can remember quite a few. I don't think I could sing it in tune, but I do know Drive You Like a Hammer on a Bed of Nails. I like Love's the Loaded Gun as well. I don't know why Poison is my favourite. I just heard it, and the first time I heard it, I fell in love with it. And it's a bloke singing, so it suits my voice, because my voice is deep when it comes to singing. David has sent 2 cows, which I guess are 4 Highland cows. Bethany says fave chocolate at Christmas. Anything caramel. Anything caramel. I mean, the M&S Gold Blonde Tree is very nice, but also quite expensive and so sweet. Right. Apologies if I slur. I'm going to try not to. Let's do a taste test on blackcurrant lemon sip. Well, it doesn't have a very strong blackcurrant flavour. There is a subtle undertone of medication type taste to it. It's not particularly sweet. It's probably not something I would drink by choice. I would certainly put it near the bottom in my ranking of hot drinks. Perhaps I will do a cold medicine drink taste test, because, you know, I think I'm going to be drinking a lot of them the way things are going. They used to do, it was really expensive, but an apple one. Or was it a mulled wine one? I can't remember, but it was really nice, but they don't seem to do it now. And not everyone likes lemon. Jazz says your hair looks lovely also. Thank you. Sorry, that's Francis. It's Jazz, same person. Eddie says, is Die Hard really a Christmas movie? Well, I did see that if you watch Love Actually and then follow it with Die Hard, then you get Alan Rickman being punished for what he did to Emma Thompson. But that means that you'd have to watch Love Actually, which, I'll be honest, I do actually enjoy. I do like that movie, although I haven't watched it in years. I I would say Die Hard is a Christmas movie just because it's a really good movie. Certainly better than some of the ones that I've seen. I mean, it's got a Christmas type theme in it, so why not? Sham says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Sham. It's great to see you here. Yeah, and David says, yes, Eddie and Lethal Weapon, classic. And Eddie agrees. Have I seen Lethal Weapon? I've definitely seen Die Hard. I don't know if I've seen Lethal Weapon. I've only just started watching The Witcher. I started it yesterday and I'm on, I think, episode 8 of the first season. I'm so late to the party. People have been telling me for ages that I will really love it, and they're right, and it's just taken me this long to get around to watching it. David Jones says, excellent review, but better with whiskey. Do you have a favourite whiskey, David? I don't really like whiskey, but I did discover that I don't mind Talisker, which just happens to be a really expensive one. I probably wouldn't want a bottle of it though. Yeah, I don't like it that much, so I guess I don't really like it. It's maybe the whiskey I hate least. Steve says, any more plans for cruises? Maybe you could take your Christmas present for a first trip away. I haven't got anything booked at the moment, but Morella do a Caribbean cruise and one that does the other side of the Med, which is Greece and other places near Greece. My geography is terrible. And so I kind of feel I'd like to complete the set and have done all the Morella ones. Their all-inclusive package is also great, although I will be honest, the only reason it's good for me is that it includes the really good coffee from the coffee port. You can get the premium cocktails, but daiquiris and coladas, which are my cocktails of choice, are not premium cocktails, so you know, I don't need the drink package to get them. Gemma says, I see you as a friend too, Kaz, and I'm very grateful for you. I know you've been here since, I think, the beginning of the channel, both you and Francis, and it honestly means a lot that you've put up with me for almost 2.5 years. Here's to 2.5 more, at least. I don't know. I might still be making, well, I was going to say making YouTube videos from my care home, but YouTube probably won't be a thing by the time I'm in a care home. David says, what, you've never seen Lethal Weapon? Classic Mel Gibson, love that fella. Bloodfather, check that out. I do like Mel Gibson, but I don't know, I've definitely seen part of one of the Lethal Weapon films, but I'm not sure if I've seen a whole one start to finish. It's like Trainspotting. I've never actually seen Trainspotting. I've heard it because when I was in sixth form, it was on the TV constantly, and the sixth form had 2 rooms. There was the room for studying, and that's where nerdy little me was spending my time doing my essays. I also listened to Pulp Fiction many, many times, but I have actually watched that film, and yeah, I really enjoyed that one. David says, Buffalo Trace Whiskey, aka bourbon, £25 a bottle. I guess that's probably quite a decent one. I don't know an awful lot about whiskey, sorry. Let's keep things PG. I know that my dad really likes IE malts, and my uncle used to work for Diageo, so they know a lot about whiskey. But yeah, I don't know what it is about whiskey. It's just not for me. And wine as well. I'm not a big wine drinker, but give me a cocktail, you know. Francis says, I hope very much you continue with YouTube. You've done incredibly as well this year with the influx of subscribers, so very much deserved. Thank you. That's definitely been a highlight because I never thought I'd get anywhere near 1,000, let alone over it. I was actually going to say something about my plans for content next year. I'm going to keep doing the food reviews. I've already begun working on some of the January videos. There will of course be more dance routines, but I'm hoping to get a lot more travel vlogs in. I've been saying for at least a year that I need to get out and about more and film more, even if it's just in Scotland. I mean, I haven't done a proper Glasgow vlog. I've done a little bit when I went in to help film a student documentary, but I haven't done a proper Glasgow vlog, and it's like, why not? You know, it's not that far away. I can't drive there. I would get lost, but there is a train station very close to where I live. It's half an hour on the train. There's really no excuse. So yeah, I'm basically planning to do more of the same kind of thing, but as ever, your suggestions are always welcome. And it would be nice if I could get a couple of international food videos in as well. But that might, well, that potentially would require me learning to cook properly, which is something I probably ought to do. David says Twin Town is 10 times better than Train Spotting if you're Welsh. And David is indeed Welsh, I assume, from the Welsh flag. And David says he loves wine and he loves beers and then pole dancing down. Thank you. The next one is out on Wednesday. It's Evanescence, and I went for a bit of a gothy look. So yeah, I would say I look terrifying rather than sexy in that one, but you know, gotta mix it up. But I've got some new pole footwear that I cannot wait to try out. But unfortunately, while I've got a cold, I can't really practice because hanging upside down when you've got a cold, the feeling of pressure in your head, it feels like it's going to explode. It's horrible. And I've been sneezing a lot as well, and I wouldn't want to accidentally sneeze myself off the pole. That would be an interesting one to try and explain to the paramedics. David says, sounds like a busy year then next year. It does, but knowing me, I probably won't do half of it. So it probably sounds busier than it actually will be. There'll still be the Dungeons and Dragons videos on Saturdays. Even if you're not into D&D, I would encourage you to listen to them, particularly if you're having difficulty sleeping. They might just bore you to sleep, except the ones where I sing or do funny accents. But the most recent one, I spent quite a lot of time describing a pillow fight, which is not something I had planned on doing, but it was so much fun. I'm the evil DM. I'm not really. I'm not evil. Well, I guess you'd have to ask my players. Steve says Glasgow vlog would be brilliant to dispel some of the bad stories we hear. I think, yeah, I mean, there's just so much to see in Glasgow. There's things like the Botanic Gardens. There's a butterfly house, which I ran screaming through, which I should really confront my fear of butterflies. I think I'm over it, but I don't know. I don't even know if it's still there, to be honest. It was a long time ago. And of course, there's the statue with the traffic cone. There's the bridge to nowhere. There's so many lovely parks. So yeah, definitely something I should do. Gemma says, I echo what Francis said, and your food review uploads are my favourite, as well as your travel vlogs. So there will be plenty of content on both of those subjects, hopefully coming up. And Francis says, yes, you'll need to keep up with those cruises for us. You know, that's a great excuse. I wonder if I could beg the cruise line and say, I really need to do this for YouTube. I'll give you a really good review. Except that I wouldn't do that. My reviews are honest. I've only ever been gifted one thing to review. Well, yeah, one thing. And I'll be honest, if I don't like something, I'll say I don't like it. No point lying or being dishonest. So David says, ooh, what about pole dancing with old Alice Cooper, Poison? I might do that. I actually did that for a competition, which I won. And I really want to be better before I do it again, because there were moves I could do then that I haven't yet relearned. And if I'm doing that, it's also a really long song. It's like almost 5 minutes. I mean, the introduction alone is about a minute. But yeah, I would absolutely love to do that. There's quite a few rock songs. There's some Metallica, maybe Aerosmith. I can't actually remember all the bands and songs that I've got on my little list of things that I want to do. Evanescence features quite a lot as well. David says, I do watch D&D because of the Watcher. I'm guessing you mean Witcher. Shane and Ryan did it and it's good. What you do. Oh, so the Watcher is something by Shane and Ryan. I've never heard of it. I don't know, I'm confused. My brain can't take this. Eddie says, Edinburgh is lovely. It is lovely. I haven't been there for quite a few years. I'm sure it's changed. And I really should go there. Again, no excuse, it's not that far. Bit more hassle to get there by train, but it's still not that far. And I could always do Aberdeen because it's called the Granite City. So you can imagine a city with a name like that is absolutely stunning. David just says pole. Okay. David, I take it you are having a very good Christmas. And Francis says, goodness, can you imagine being gifted a cruise? I think it does happen to some people. It's not going to happen to me, but I think it does happen to some people. But I don't know. I like the cruises. The Morella cruises are good because you have one at sea day, whereas some other cruises you're at sea for quite a number of days, and so all you're seeing is the ship. I like the idea of being able to get off and explore different areas. So it's like going on one holiday but going to multiple different locations. But yeah, I mean, there's so much of the world I haven't explored, and I really want to explore it, and it's just finding people to explore with, or explore it with. Dave says, so it's a winner, then can't wait, 5 minutes, and so you're a rock chick then. And then just they. David, you are having an amazing Christmas evening. You really are. Yeah, you don't realise how long a song is until you try and dance to it, and you're thinking, God, it's got to end soon, and you realise it's got another minute and a half to go, and you are just like, I physically can't keep going. Am I a rock chick? Most of the songs I like, for some reason, do seem to be 80s rock. Now, 80s music isn't really my era because I was really young. I was alive in the 80s. I wasn't of an age where I was really listening to pop music or rock music. That was more the 90s, but yeah, 80s rock, some of them are just, it's just so good, in my opinion. Francis says, you do amazingly keeping up with the comments, especially with the delay. My brain would be frazzled, and at the end of Christmas Day as well. That's why I use my phone, because when it pops up on the screen on my iPad, as soon as someone else says something the comment that was there disappears. I don't know how people who have like thousands of people in chat keep up with it. I really don't. I think that's why they need mods and super stickers. Steve says there's obviously a dark rock side to you. Do you like ghost hunts, etc.? I mean, I've never been on one, but I do like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm into true crime as well, so paranormal interests me. I'm not sure I believe any of it's real, but there was a program on a channel, can't remember what channel or what program, but it was people describing hauntings, and honestly, some of it was hilarious. There was something where a ghost apparently kept unplugging the Hoover, and it's like, maybe you just pulled the cord too tightly, or maybe you've got a faulty Hoover. I wouldn't immediately jump to ghost, but you know, maybe the ghost just didn't want them hoovering. I mean, if a ghost does not want me to do the ironing, then I will happily use that as an excuse to not do the ironing. That's all I'm saying. David says 80's nice one, so you're 38, I'm guessing, or 32, or just turned 30. David, I'm sure you know how old I am. I'm sure you know. David says, new things for your channel then, paranormal. Yeah, I could do Kaz's night of ghost hunting where I sit in my flat in the dark with a torch under my chin and like ask if there's anybody there. I don't think my flat's haunted. Nothing weird or spooky has happened, but I might be wrong. There are much more interesting places to haunt though. Like if I was a ghost and I was stuck haunting a flat like this, I'd be pretty pissed off that I didn't get a castle or a mansion, to be honest, because I mean, at least those places are steeped in history. There's always different people coming through them, and they're big. Whereas if you're haunting a flat, you know, you're only going to be seeing the same couple of people all the time doing the same things. It's probably going to be empty most of the time. You're going to be on your own. You're dead anyway, so you probably don't see other people. I mean, do other ghosts communicate? I don't know. I mean, maybe if there's another ghost haunting the property, that would be a good reason to stay there. But if you're the only ghost, but then maybe you like being, I don't know. Maybe I should try and find out. I promise I've not been drinking. This is just me. This is just how I am. David says, love crime content. Got to watch the last meals uploads you did. Yeah, part of me, I mean, a different Steve to the Steve who is in the chat tonight did suggest that I do some more true crime videos. They actually, I say they, I'm pretty sure he's a he, did suggest doing my favourite true crime case. I'm not sure favourite is the right word for it. The reason I like true crime is because I like to know what motivates people to do these things. I like to know what was done correctly to catch them, or what was maybe missed or not done that meant it took longer to catch them. And it's also a way of seeing, you know, how I can protect myself better from potentially becoming a victim. And if I ever did decide that I wanted to develop a career as a serial killer, then I'm also armed with a lot of knowledge that would prepare me for that, to hopefully go on and be really successful in my chosen field. But there is a case that haunts me, shall we say. I won't say haunts me exactly, but I saw it featured on, disappeared on the ID channel and it's about a girl called Morgan Harrington, and I've no idea why that particular case has stuck with me. It's been solved, but that's probably the one I would do. I don't think it would fit into death row dinners, but yeah, it's certainly, I mean, if I was to pick a case that wasn't a death row case to do, it probably would be that one. Yeah, just because it, for some reason, it's stuck with me. David says, or you ever thought about ghost stories? You got a great voice for a voiceover. Same with crime, and what case? I've answered the crime thing. I mean, I could do ghost stories. I mean, I've got my D&D stories, so I could maybe branch out a bit and do, I don't know, more D&D type stuff, but stories rather than just game recaps. And David says, interesting topics, love crime me. That could be taken in one of two ways, but I know how you mean it. It's the sort of thing that I would come out with. Yeah, I think because I cannot comprehend how somebody could take another person's life for pleasure. It's kind of why it fascinates me, but I know that their brains tend to be wired differently. Steve says, audiobooks, please. Go on, you would be ace at it. Let's see. I mean, I've got some Dungeons and Dragons books here. Let's see how good I would be at narrating. Let's just pick up the first one, which I've never even read. I'll read the back. Can you change fate? The greed of mortals has awakened a powerful entity long thought destroyed. I'm wondering if that's Theresa May. For eons, this mighty champion of the gods has been imprisoned in the darkest depths of Exandria. Probably not then. His name has been forgotten, as have his heroic deeds. Languishing in despair, he calls out for new heroes to save him. Yeah. So that's my attempt at a voiceover type thing. I have done a voiceover for a D&D podcast. They had scripts up for several different characters, so I sent them 4 voice auditions, and for one I did like a really annoying American chatterbox female that won't stop talking and is saying like every second word. I did one that's sort of an Eastern European type villain voice. I of course did the posh English villain voice, and then I did a sort of it was a mouse, so I kind of did a sort of squeaky London type accent, and they got back to me and said, we loved your voices, we'd love you to do this, and basically it was just using this voice that I speak with. So I guess my accents aren't that great. Yeah, but they did say, you know, would I be interested in doing it in future? And I said, yeah, if you want me, send me the script and I'll record it for you. There was one male character, and I'll be honest, I did try, but despite my best efforts, I just still sounded like an old woman. Could not make myself sound like an old man, so... Alistair says, hello Kaz, Merry Christmas. Alistair, when are you going to come round and film with me? Or let me film you? I still need to vlog you, Alistair, behind the scenes at one of your gigs. Because I think that would be really interesting. And you could have it on your channel. Doesn't have to be on mine, because you've only got, I think, one video that's really old of you singing, and you can sing amazingly. So yeah, this is me nagging you. I bet you wish you had never come on this channel. But yes, Alistair, I hope you have had a lovely Christmas. I should probably call you Alan because that's how you come up on here, but Alan is Alistair. So if you want to check out his YouTube channel, he says, I'll film with you anytime. I'm off work now for 2 weeks. Cool, we need to set something up. Take me somewhere. That sounds so dodgy. I don't know, we could go to Calder Glen and, like, I don't know, film meerkats together. Do they still have meerkats there? Or do you have to pay to see them now? I don't know. Alan says you can call me whatever you like. You may regret that, Alice. Oh, you may regret that. But yes, if you're ever in Glasgow and you have the opportunity to go and see Drag 101 with Darmageddon and Alana Duvet, they are both superb performers. Very different in style, very good. And Alistair and I have been friends for many years. We first met in bed together. We were in a play, for context, that was set in 3 bedrooms, and we were playing a married couple, and his character was a character who had a bad back and could not get out of bed. And I was his wife, who was, I think I was having an affair with somebody else's husband in it. But yeah, it's like the first time we met, we said hello, and then we had to get into bed next to each other. So yeah. And we've been friends ever since. I would just like to clarify, that is not how most of my friendships begin. That is the only friendship that has ever begun in a bed. I'm really digging a hole with this one, aren't I, guys? Really digging a hole. One thing I will say though, on the subject of true crime, do not get K-pop boy band BTS and serial killer BTK mixed up, because if you then search for the greatest hits of BTK, it's not going to be what you're looking for. Trust me. Trust me. Well guys, this was only going to be a half-hour chat, and I've been going for nearly 43 minutes, so I probably should let you all go. But I just want to thank you all so much for joining me, and for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, if you haven't subscribed, do it. Do it now. Feel the power coming through the screen. Okay, I think I've talked a bit too much about the paranormal, but yeah, I'm going to go and put on something less revealing. And yeah, I have a Christmas present to go and collect later, so I'm going to change into something that I can drive more safely in than my current outfit, because it's wet outside and dark and cold. But I look forward very much to hopefully doing more live streams with you guys. Alistair, we will definitely arrange something. And yeah, take care everyone, and I'll just say Happy New Year, because you're not going to be getting a New Year live stream from me, because I will be in bed long before midnight, I can promise you that. But take care guys. Bye.